but there are families and communities that are all over the world that are participating with us this evening. And we're very happy to have you here if this is your first time participating in something with Valley Beth Shalom. So here's a couple technical things. One is make sure that whatever device you're using is charged. So if for any reason that it's starting to run low, maybe you want to run quickly and get a plug-in and make sure that you don't run out of battery. Number two, I want to make sure that it's angled. So we'd love to see everybody in the family. And if you can't see yourself in the computer screen, maybe you want to angle it so that you can get as many people as possible in the screen. We would love to see everybody, and we'd love everybody to participate. And all of our smiling and shining faces are going to make that great. Please check your sound to make sure that you're able to hear us all right. We're going to have music, and for the most part, Asher's going to lead the music. There's going to be a couple times when all of you are going to help participate, and it does not work on Zoom where we're all in harmony, but we're going to have fun anyways, so we want you to sing along at every step of the way, and we're so glad you're here. And let's see, the last one. A couple things. If you don't have a Seder plate, or if you do have a Seder plate, make sure that you have your Seder plate with you. I have my Seder plate with me right here, and I'll be referring to it. And if you have a Seder plate with you, that's great. And make sure that you have a cup for Kiddush juice or wine. I have my gigantic bottle of Kiddush juice, which I'm going to drink all at once. Maybe not, but I will have it right here so that I can fill up my cups of juice. And I hope that you have enough cups of juice to go through our Seder together. And the last thing is just have a little more patience, because this year is definitely different than every other year. This is the first time that Valley Beth Shalom has had a first night Seder, and the first time that we have ever had the Seder online. So we have many moments to recite Shechianu together. We're so glad that you're here. Asher, are you with us? I want to introduce Asher Levy. And I hope, Eric, you're spotlighting us whenever one of us is speaking. And if you wouldn't mind taking us off the gallery view and spotlighting us when we're singing and speaking, that would be great. Let us hear you. Welcome all of us together. I think you have some melodies for us, yes?
I do. Hi, everyone. Chag Sameach. Happy Passover. It is definitely, as you said, Rabbi Hoffman, it is a different year. It's a different night. It's unusual times, but I'd like to welcome us all in with some joyful songs, and let's all sing. Lai, 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 lai. La 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 so good to all be together. Even though we're together only virtually, our spirits are still together as we celebrate this Seder. We all sing together, Hine Matov. How good it is to be together, families, brothers, sisters, community together. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim, 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 Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, la 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 la. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, la 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 la. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, la 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 la. Hine Matov, Hine Matov, la 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 la. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
All right, wonderful rejoicing. Thank you, Asher. And welcome everyone to the Valley Shalom Family Seder. It's a privilege to celebrate the holiday with you and with your families. And we are hoping that through our time together, we're going to come to know each other through this incredible space, which brings our homes together from all over the city, even all over the country. We're in so many different places present here together. And it is a privilege to start the holiday. You know, the holiday, it's kind of strange. We've been living in a time in which it seems like days are blending in together. And there is one big story about when things are going to get better. And we can't say for sure when that's going to happen, but we do hope and pray that it'll happen very soon. But one thing is very, very powerful in this experience. We're all sharing this story together. This is our global story at this time. There are very few moments in our lives when things will ever be just almost like this. Hopefully, they are times of great joy and of celebration. And it's actually a really great way to begin the holiday, because for us as Jews all around the world, we are gathering around tables, or we're gathering in these virtual spaces, and we are telling the same story that we've been telling for thousands of years. Imagine on this one night, in every place throughout the world, Jews are gathering in homes with their special guests, and we're telling this story. So this holiday, while it is a Jewish holiday, it's a holiday for everyone. It's a moment in which we are connected with everyone in the world. And it's our tradition, and it's our story, and it's our holiday. And we have a privilege to celebrate it with us and all of our families. So I want you to take a moment, and I want you to grab the people that are close in your home. Hopefully everybody in your home is healthy and safe to be close together. And as you're there, I want you to grab each other closely, and I want you to recite these words of blessing. This is how we begin our holiday. We begin by blessing our children, just like parents have been blessing children around holidays and Sabbath tables throughout the generations, just like there have been words that have been expressed to brides and grooms underneath the chuppah, and bar and bat mitzvah children as they stood on the bima to be brought into the embrace of an adult community. And even the priests in Jerusalem on holidays just like this one, giving a blessing of these very same words throughout all the Jewish people, and for us throughout the entire world. So draw each other close as we begin our ritual together and we recite these words. Yivarechecha, say them after me. Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and protect you. May light shine upon you, be gracious, loving, and hold on to you. May God's blessings on this holiday and every day and every sacred occasion when your family gathers together bring you to pathways of shalom, of wholeness, and of peace. And we all say together, Amen. Amen. Thank you. I see a few amens. We're going to light our candles. So I hope I'm spotlighted. Eric, if you could spotlight me, that'd be fantastic. Just to make sure that everybody can see. I have Asher spotlighted. Beautiful. There we go. All right. By the way, this is my dog, Jackie, and he's here. And welcome to my home. We have some beautiful flowers over here. And I don't know if you can see it over there, but this is my Corona Apocalypse garden. I am making my very own salsa garden in honor of this time of great uncertainty. And when it's ready, I'm going to have tomatoes and I'm going to have jalapenos and I'm going to have scallions, and it's going to be an amazing salsa. And I'm going to invite all of you over to have some with some tortilla chips after the Pesach holiday. I have some very special candlesticks, and we have a Kiddush cup. So we're going to recite the blessing over lighting the candles. If you have candles in your home, gather yourselves around the candles. As we light the candle blessing, we'll say the blessing and then recite Shechianu for the newness of the holiday. And then we'll go immediately into the first cup of Kiddush, in which Asher will be leading us with Kiddush. And once again, we'll say Shechianu. Okay, let's light our candles together. Asher, you ready?
Yep.
Go ahead and spotlight Asher. Let's say the blessing.
La 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 אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר, וציוונו להדליק נר של יום טוב. לה 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 ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו והגענו לזמן הזה.
And we pour our first cup of Kiddush and we lift it up high. I hope you like my big, gigantic Kiddush cup. And for those of you...
It's 18 hours.
For those of you who have the ability, you can get the Valley Beth Shalom Haggadah online. And we are going to be following along from that. We're not reading so much for the book, so we didn't give you a lot of this. But if you want to go to the vbs.org website, you can get your very own Haggadah and just follow along with the blessings as we move along in the Seder together. But if you want to follow along the book and you have the book, it is on page 3.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל עם ורוממנו מכל לשון וקידשנו במצוותיו ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה מועדים לשמחה חגים וזמנים לששון את יום חג המצות הזה זמן חירותנו מקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ומועדי קודשך בשמחה ובששון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש ישראל והזמנים ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה
לחיים.
לחיים.
Okay, so we're going to begin with something that we've been doing a lot of, and everybody can take their seats, which is to wash our hands. And we are going to begin washing hands. This is not a big hand washing. This is the first hand washing. So we've been learning a lot about this and why it's important to be hygienic. But this hand washing isn't about being clean. This is a hand washing that is the first step of our celebration of freedom. Imagine being a person who works and toils all day. Imagine someone who feels enslaved by the work that they have burdened upon them. There's something that is so overwhelming with that work that you can't even think about the basics. And when you see somebody who is so overwhelmed with that kind of work and that kind of burden, and they can't even see the things that they need to do to care for themselves or even to care for their space, that's a person that's enslaved. Ancient Israelites understood that the first step of freedom was washing your hands. It wasn't just simply a sign of keeping clean. It was a sign of saying that we are separating ourselves from the world out there and we are cleaning ourselves and entering into something fresh and new. So we take a little bit of the water and we pour a little bit on our hands and we don't say any blessings. We just wash it. In my family, when we wash, we say something very, very special. And you can do what we do in my family. Are you ready? Since there's no blessing, we say it like this. Say, Hamana, Hamana, washi, washi. And that is the saying that you pronounce when you rinse your first hands. Okay, we have done urchatz. We have washed our hands. Now we are going to do the next thing that free people do. And it's not only a sense of freedom, but it has a dual purpose. One, the idea of having an appetizer was something as well that free people were able to do. If you're out in the world and you're so incredibly burdened with your food, you don't have 2, 3, 4, 5 courses a meal. You have one meal and you eat it all at once. The idea that you gradually progress through your meal is something that free people get to do. And we take something green, and I have parsley here. I don't know what you have, but everybody pick up something green and leafy and something fresh. And this is the thing that we recite a blessing over, and we dip it into the salt water and we partake in this. And the salt water is not only like a little salad dressing, but it's also a reminder that our freedom is exactly like this salt water. It is exactly like the salt that's put in the water. When you mix the water together and the salt and the water become as one, it is as if we, the free people, are part of the entire world. But you know what happens to water when it evaporates? When it evaporates, the salt, it remains. And it's kind of another very important tale about how we are in the world. Without us being a part of the world, the Jewish people will always be there. We continue to be free. That's our celebration tonight. When we are mixed with the water of the world, we're better together. And also, we reminded that there's something unique that binds us all together. And that is part of our participation in this. Let us lift up the karpas. We say these words together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri ha'adamah. Now take it, dip it in your salt water, and have a nice crunch. Enjoy. Now, if you have any like vegetables on your table, go ahead and start eating them because it's like an appetizer time. You know what? Why parsley? It's actually very good for your breath. So maybe you got like, stinky breath from being out there and you didn't get to take a chance to brush your teeth before the Seder. Have a little parsley. It'll taste really good. And it'll also clean up your breath. You ready? Everybody breathe towards, not too much, but just breathe towards the camera so we can see how clean your breath is. Okay. The next thing that we do is we take the first piece of matzah. I'm so glad there are people listening. It's very hard for me to totally tell because you're all muted, but it's better that we're muted. This is our matzah. And there are, in my thing, there are 3 pieces. Okay, so everybody take the middle piece of your matzah. And I want to say, this is really cool. And by the way, my dog is serving as my pillow. He loves when I sing, and my dog is a very Jewish dog. Anytime we do anything Jewish, he has to be close. But this is my pillow, which says, Halayla hazeh kulanu misubim. On this night, we all recline. So everybody should hopefully have something very comfortable, like a nice pillow behind them, and enjoy. And now we take the middle piece of the matzah. The reason I shared that at that moment is because we got these all as a set together. See? It says afikomen, and it looks like the pillow. Now, we take the piece of matzah and we split it into 2. And you're gonna take the larger piece, and you're gonna put the larger of the 2 pieces into the afikomen. Why do you do the larger piece? First of all, let's split. And this looks like the larger of the 2 pieces. And we put the larger of the 2 pieces in the afikomen bag. The larger of the 2 pieces is simply to begin telling this tremendous story that we have. It is a powerful, unbelievable story. It is an incredible story which says that tomorrow can and will be brighter than today. It's a story that says we start in a time of great travail and of oppression and enslavement. And with God's presence and God's help, we are redeemed as a people. We tell the story that our tomorrows get better than our todays. And our matzah is a symbol of that. When we break the greater piece off, that means a little bit later, when we find the afikomen, you're going to be able to help us finish the Seder a little bit better and a little bit more complete than when we started, even tonight. So I'm going to put this aside. We'll see if we can find it a little bit later. And we're going to put that middle piece back into our stack of 3 matzot. And we are going to begin our section called Magid, Halachma Anya. This bread, see it? This is the bread, the matzah. It's the bread of poverty. It's the bread of humility. It's the bread of simplicity. Halachma Anya, diachlu avatenu. This is the bread that our ancestors ate in their journeys from Egypt to freedom, to the promised land. And then we say this incredible message. Kol dichvin, anybody who is hungry, come and eat. Let me get the words exactly. Kol dichvin, yete v'yecho, kol ditzrich yete v'yifsach. Hashtahacha l'shana haba ba'ara d'Yisrael, hasha abde l'shana haba b'nei harim. This is the bread of our ancestors that they ate on their journeys from Egypt to freedom. Anybody who is hungry comes and eats. Anybody who needs is allowed to come and sit at our Seder. Well, in the era of Zoom bombing, we can't have anybody, but we can have all of you. And when all of you are sitting here from all of the places in the world, it really does have a great feeling of everyone. How many people do you get to invite to your Seder every year? And take a look on the screen. How many of these people are new faces? Eric, can you put us on a gallery view so we can see everybody? Eric, would you mind gallery viewing us so that we could see everybody, please?
Jack, can you send Jack?
There we go. Not unmuting. I just needed you to, I just need you to put us in gallery view, please.
Don't touch it. I don't understand.
Okay, great. And then spotlight us. That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, it's Jack.
That'd be great. God. All right, wonderful. So now we've got our matzah. Anybody who is hungry is allowed to come and eat. and all of us from all of our different places, we're all a little hungry, and that's okay because this Seder is not going to take too long, but all of us are able to come and eat on this holiday. What a powerful message. This isn't just a story about a people once upon a time. This is a story about you and me and every generation. And even though it's even in every generation and it's about beginning with us as Jews, anybody who wants to participate in the story is welcome. What a great message we have to share with the world. It's not just only our message. It's the message for the entire world. And as long as we can continue to try and share it, it makes our world a better, more just and kind place. So let's do our part of Halach Ma'anya, holding on to those things that enable everybody to come and eat. And let's tell the most curious part of the Seder, the 4 questions. There are so many questions to ask, but there are 4 questions, and I bet that all of our young people have done a great job of memorizing them. Eric, may I be allowed to share my screen? That would be great. If you enable me to share my screen, I will share it with, let's see if you will enable me to do that. Yay, look at that. That's fantastic. And look at everybody, here we go. We're gonna sing the Manish Tana. Are you ready? 3, 2, oops, I think we need to disable disable everybody else's screen. And if somebody can undo that, that'd be so great. Yeah, if anybody's playing with that, please undo that. That'd be so great. Okay, 1, 2, 3, everybody let's sing together. Ma nishtana halayla hazeh mikol halelot shebechol halelot anu lochlin she'ar yirakot halayla hazeh kulanu kulo mahatzah. Sorry, halayla hazeh kulo mahatzah shebechol halelot anu ochlin she'ar yirakot halayla hazeh maror halayla hazeh maror shebechol halelot ein anu mapilin afilu pa'am echat halayla hazeh shetei pe'amim halayla hazeh shetei pe'amim. Last one. Shebechol halelot anu ochlin ben yoshvin uven mesubin halayla hazeh kulanu mesubim halayla hazeh kulanu mesubin. Awesome. Now we tell the story about being in a place of enslavement and then moving towards freedom. And I'd like to spotlight Asher now. And Asher, if you can bring us through a place where we can sing about the dark places, Mina Metzar, and how we're going to a place of freedom. I will stop my sharing and please spotlight Asher.
Yeah, I'd love to have us sing Mina Metzar Karati Yaha, which is from the Hallel that we sing in the Haggadah. And it talks about this verse from the Hallel is it's a verse of celebration where we're talking about how with God's help, we can come out of a dark place. We come out of slavery. We come out of oppression. We come out of even the places where we just finding ourselves in a time of trouble. But with God's help, we come out without fear. and without trouble and into a place of hope. We come from a place of oppression into a place of hope and celebration. And that's really what the Seder is about. We come from a low place into a place of joy and celebration. Min hametzar karatiya anani b'merchavya Adonai li lo ira ma ya'aseh li adam. Lai 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 ya la la lai ya la lai ya la lai lai ya la la lai ya la lai ya la lai ya la lai Adonai li lo ira ma ya'aseh li adam min hamitsar karatiya anani b'merchavya Adonai li lo ira ma ya'aseh li adam ya rai ya la la ya la la ya la la Adonai li lo ira ma ya'aseh li adam min hamitsar karatiya anani b'merchavya Adonai li lo ira ma ya'aseh li adam ya la ya la ya la
Fantastic. Thank you, Asher. What's a beautiful music. There are many questions that should come out of our Seder, and I want to leave you with two questions to just continue on after we conclude. So one question to have when you sit down for your meal. Try this with your family. Ask the question, are we more free now or less free now than we used to be? Today, are we more free than we used to be? Try to answer that question and come up with reasons why you think, yes, we are more free, or no, we're not as free as we used to be, and see what kind of conversations that come out of that. And for all of your children, I want you to ask questions about your moms and dads. Maybe understand their story of how your family has come to be a little bit more. Maybe tell the story if you don't know how they first met, or maybe ask them to tell the story about what schools they went to, what awards that they earned when they were in school. Let your moms and dads tell the story a little bit about your lives from way before you were born, just like we're telling the story of Pesach. As we tell the story of coming out of sorrow and oppression to a place of freedom, one of the powerful things of our Jewish identity is to say that we remember our history. And part of remembering our history is not saying that just because others suffered, that we don't remember their suffering as well. We recite the 10 plagues. 10 plagues are those that came upon Egypt, and they caused great destruction and harm to the Egyptian people. And we take a little bit of our wine, even though we are recognizing that these were the acts that brought our freedom, and we recognize that harm was caused to innocent people. So we diminish a little bit of our joy. And when we're done, we don't lick it. We just put it and dip it onto the napkin. Okay, everybody, let's get ready to dip. Dom, say it. Svardeya. Kinim, Arov, Dever, Shechin, Barad, Arbeh, Choshech, Makat Bechorot. And as we dip it off and clean it off, we hold on to our cup. Now that we've understood this part of the story, we sing Dayenu. And you know the melody, it's a great melody, but we sing it because it's a moment we say, even though everything that has come to us has been good, if we thought for a second that maybe there was something more, we could say Dayenu. In other words, Dayenu isn't about just simply being satisfied with what we have. That's great. But it's also recognizing that even if there was more than what we had, we would still be happy. There is going to be more for us, for sure. But today and tonight, we sing Dayenu. Just very quickly, Dayenu, the 3 verses together. Asher, please.
Ilu natalanu with the Shabbat natalanu with the Shabbat dayenu 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 Ilu natalanu with the Torah natalanu with the Torah dayenu Dayenu, 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 dayenu.
As we get ready to recite the second cup, and if you wouldn't mind spotlighting me, that'd be very helpful. Thank you. We look at our Seder plate, and there's 3 things I want to share with you. Look at that. That's a beet, a roasted beet. And the reason that it's a roasted beet, and this is actually ancient in its teaching, this comes from the Talmud. If you don't have a shank bone, a bone from an animal that you would eat or that you would use as a sacrifice in ancient days, you could use a beet. So we've got a beet on our plate, and we've got our matzah right here, and we have the maror. So I'm going to just dip the maror, and look, everybody there, that's my maror for tonight. And we're going to hold on to these because now we're going to recite the second cup of wine, and we're going to get ready for our meal and bring ourselves to conclusion because it's almost time to say goodbye. So Asher, we're going to ask you to lead us in the second cup of Kiddush. Make sure that your second cup is poured as we continue.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher g'alanu v'ga'al et avotenu mimitzrayim v'hiyanu l'layla hazeh lechol bo matzah umaror ken Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu yagi'enu lemoadim v'leglalim acherim haba'im likratenu leshalom שמחים בבניין עירך וששים בעבודתך ונודה לך שיר חדש על גאולתנו ועל פדות נפשנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן
L'chaim.
חיים.
Now this time, it's a preparation for us to eat our meal. So if you have your water cup, we take a little bit of our water and we wash it over our fingers as we say the blessing. Try to wash it each time 3 times. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Yadayim. Now that we have our hands washed, we get ready to say the matzah. So everybody take a piece of matzah. Hold on to your matzah, and we're going to recite the blessing over the matzah. And then we're going to say two blessings over hamotzi, and then on the matzah, and then we take a little bit of a bite. Then we're going to eat some maror. Then we're going to put the maror and the charoset together, make a sandwich, and we're going to say goodbye after that. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat matzah l'chaim.
Do you want a Pesach dessert?
Thanks.
Ooh, that was my first taste. Okay, now some people put the maror on the matzah. But I come from a place where you just eat the maror straight because you really got to taste the bitterness of slavery. That's why it's on the Seder plate. Even though there's the matzah that gives us the bread of freedom, there's also a little bit of maror to remind us that things were really rough for us once upon a time. So a little maror. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We got to say the blessing of the maror. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat maror. Woo! And now the bitterness of slavery is going to be softened a little bit with a little bit of charoset and a little bit of the maror put together, because that's how Hillel did it once upon a time, the Hillel sandwich. And we say these words, Zecher lemikdash kehillel, kein asa Hillel bizman shebet hamikdash haya koyam, haya korech, Pesach matzah umaror v'ochel b'yachad l'kayem mashin amar al matzot umorim yochlu. So he used to take it all, smoosh it all together, and have a gigantic sandwich to say that this holiday, which starts as something separate and unique, is all brought together. Everything that we're eating and we're sensing is coming into one joyful expression of this holiday. So everybody take a bite. And Asher, as it's time to say goodbye, I think we should sing one more song.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you to everyone who's there. We wish you a very, very Chag and Pesach Sameach. Please continue your meal. When you eat your meal, don't forget to fill up the third cup of wine and say Birkat Hamazon. Don't forget to fill up the fourth cup of wine and say Lishana Haba Yerushalayim, or for us, Lishana Haba Valley Beshalom. We'll all get to be together. And I want to say thank you to Asher Levy for being so beautiful and accommodating with his music. I want to say thanks to Eric Weiser, who you haven't seen, who was digging all the technical stuff. Chag Sameach. It's great to see everybody. Enjoy your holiday. Let's sing together.
Everyone. Ya la la la, ya la
La, 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 la.
la la.